Alright, so this is lesson 58 of the 6th grade Excel. Estimating answers to problems involving numbers with up to 9 digits. These get kind of tricky because you're dealing with a lot of digits, and you need to be careful that you're not just getting rid of some of the digits or not counting the zeros when you round correctly. So let's take a look at this first problem here. Now it's estimating, notice, which means you're going to have to round and then do the math. Number 1 on your Excel lesson, the flying distance from Berlin to Buenos Aires is 11,903 kilometers. It is 12,516 kilometers from Buenos Aires to Juneau and 7,355 kilometers from Juneau to Berlin. If you flew from Berlin to Buenos Aires to Juneau and back to Berlin, which number is the closest to the kilometers you would have flown? So in order to estimate this, we want to, of course, take all three figures and add those together to see how far you fly. We need to round each number, and you'll notice that this has 5 digits, 4 digits, and 5 digits. So since this one only has 4 right here, I think we're going to round all of them to the thousands place. So that means that the first number here rounds to 12,000, and then this one here is going to round to 13,000. And then this one here is going to round to 7,000. And that's a pretty simple problem. So you got all the zeros down there. 13 and 7 makes 20. So that's 32,000. Now we're going to look for the answer over here that's closest to 32,000. And that would be 30,000. Alright, let's see if we can go down. Now here's number 2. The height of Mount Everest is 29,141 feet above sea level, and Mount Kilimanjaro is 19,710 feet above sea level. Which choice is the closest to the difference in the heights of these two mountains? Why don't you pause the video, try to solve that, and then turn it back on to see if you're doing it right. So now that we're back on here, you've got two different figures, and it says which is the closest to the difference in heights of these two mountains. So that means we have to do a subtraction problem. This one is the larger of the two numbers, and we would round that to, we could round it to 29,000, but let's go ahead and go all the way to 30,000. Make it nice and easy. And this other number here, we can round that to 20,000. So the difference in these is 10,000. And the closest answer to 10,000 would be 9,000. That should have been the one that you chose. Go ahead and pause the video and try number 3, and then turn it back on when you're ready to see the solution. Okay, now the solution to this one, we have the approximate populations of Chicago and Dallas, 2,784,000, 1,007,000, which is the closest to the total population, which means that we have to add these together. First number is going to round to about 3 million. And the second number rounds to 1 million. Put those together and you get 4 million. And again, on these types you have to be really careful that you have the right number of zeros in your answer. And here they try to trick you by putting 40 million, which looks a lot like this one, but it's definitely not that close to it. This one here does have your 6 zeros with the 4, making that 4 million, and so that would be the correct answer. Alright, go ahead and try number 4. Turn the video off, pause the video, and then come back for the solution. Alright, so it says approximately 27 million people visited San Diego last year, and about 37 million visited New York City. Closest to the total number of visitors for both cities, so we want to round each one of these. No reason to stick with the 27 million. Let's go ahead and call that 30 million. And then the 37 million can round to 40 million. And the total number of visitors, we're going to be adding these together. So we would get 70 million as the total. And you can see that that is this choice right there, 70 million people. Alright, try number 5 and then turn the video back on to see the solution. And Angeles National Forest is 650,000 acres. Shawnee National Forest is 270,000 acres. Closest to the difference in the number of acres for the two. Going to round this first number to 700,000. And the second number we're going to round to 300,000. And the difference is going to be 400,000. 400,000 is very close to 390,000, so that would be the correct answer. Alrighty, so that's lesson 58 for the 6th grade Excel. That's the end of the video.